Welcome back to Farmbiz with Markay. Now, there's something I want to talk about these bird drinkers that I've been using to raise my birds that you are going to benefit from. Now, this was the first one I bought. This is the Indian type of bird drinkers that I bought to start raising my birds and all of that. After a while, I got this about maybe in about few months ago, not up to, I don't think it's up to 3 months. There were so many some things I observe about both of them, which I want to point out to you. Should you want to get any of this to raise your birds, broilers or layers in a deep litter system, remember these are automatic drinking system for poultry birds. That is, you don't have to come and be pouring water there and all of that. So being automatic means you don't have to be filling water in here for your birds to be drinking from at all times. No, all you need to do is to have a connection, that is, connect this to your water system, and the whole system will regulate itself. As the chicks, as they drink from the bird drinkers, which is this is why they actually call it bird, because you can see the shape of this stuff here. It's like the shape of bell. Both this and this, that is why it is called bird drinkers. Now, as they drink, as the water reduces, more water comes in. As the water reduces, more water comes in. And this is where you regulate the amount of water that will be in the bird drinker. You also do the regulation on this one from this, will I say, nut here. This is what you use. But while using these bird drinkers, I discovered something which I really want to show us today. Now, you see, what we use as dead weight for this, is it dead weight now, so that this will be able to move up and down. So based on the weight of the water on these bird drinkers, you see there is a spring that normally adjusts it up and down based on the quantity of water in here. Now, that weight, there has to be some weight inside this white stuff you are seeing here. There has to be some weight. Normally, I fill it with water, and that water in here, the water in here doesn't have any connection, any link with the water coming in here. That is a great advantage of this Indian type of bird drinkers, unlike the other one. I'm coming to explain that to you. You know, from the last some other videos I did on how to install automatic bird drinkers, I did the whole explanation on how to do the installation. Now, while using this, I found these Indian bird drinkers to be more effective, in the sense that the water that the bird drinks from doesn't have anything to do with the water in here. This is what I mean. Now, for this other type of bird drinkers, I wouldn't know if this is Chinese bird drinkers or where it was produced. But you see, by the time you remove this cover up here, this is where you normally put the weight. So I tried some other stuff like filling some water here. It didn't work for me. Putting some clean sharp sand in here, it didn't work for me either, until I now decided to put some granite inside this inside this place to act as weight for me to regulate the flow of the water. But I discovered that as soon as I fix this in here tightly, there is still some level of water that are coming for the birds to drink that will still go in here. After a while, this place will be filled up, and there will not be much water for the birds to drink on this part of the bird drinkers. That is a challenge to me. So every time I come around, opening this stuff, pour away the water and face it back, which is not supposed to be. So it's the drawback I noticed about this other type of bird drinker. Otherwise, this is also a very good one. But I wouldn't know if this has been working for you effectively. But for me, that medicated water, the plain water getting inside this point is not okay by me. So if I want to recommend, I will recommend this. But if you find this very okay, you can go ahead and use it. Now, I haven't found any solution to that issue, because if I decide to just seal off the whole thing in here, meaning I won't be able to lose this stuff in case I have to lose it. So there ought to have been a seal, so that by the time we screw this in, there will be no water going inside this stuff here. But unfortunately, we don't have such a seal. Now, a very great advantage of this other one is this. You see this connection here? it doesn't require a whole lot of accessory to connect to your existing drinking system. That is one great advantage this one has, because if I just lose this open. Now, the advantage this one has is this. I can decide, because while using this with my existing drinking system for my birds, all I needed to do was just to remove one nipple drinkers from the line, and then put this U-shape stuff in here, and then connect it directly to my, and then plug it in this way, screw it firmly. This goes into that point where I place the nipple drinker, and then screw it in. That's all. Unlike this other one where you have to get a half-inch female socket where you have to screw this in, then do some other maybe minor plumbing work before you be able to attach this to your existing drinking system. So this is not like that. So this other one also has some point where you can, maybe there is need for you to do some maintenance inside these bird drinkers. Instead of having a external ball valve that you use to either shut off the water that is coming in, or use it to open the water that is coming in. But this stuff in here that comes with this, you can just press this, it will just shut off the water that is coming into these bird drinkers. So once you are done with your maintenance, you can press it again to this other end. Water starts coming in again for your birds to be drinking from. So this is one other great advantage this has, because in case you want to do any cleanup and all of that, it's very, very easy for you to do. And the installation cost of this is a bit lesser than that of this. But now let's come to the cost, cost of purchase of this these two bird drinkers. This is quite expensive as compared to this. The price of this is almost 2 times the price of this one. The price of this Indian type of bird drinkers is almost twice the price of this other type of bird drinker. So maybe that is why the efficiency, I would say, of this other one is a bit less than this, because I can't imagine providing medicated water, for instance, vaccinated water. You have some vaccinated water in here, while your chicks drinks from that same vaccinated water. After some days, you still have that water in here, so that won't be good at all. So choose wisely, whichever one works for you, because I want to believe one thing, that before the manufacturer of this type of bird drinker brings it to the market, he must have tested them with some poultry birds, look at the efficiency and all of that. I believe they did a whole lot of experiments with it and find it worthy to be in the market. So if it works for you, well, perfect, that's very good. So another thing I also want to point out, I didn't know if my installation procedure was okay, because this is how I know best to install it, so that water won't be entering inside this point. Should you have any suggestion to ensure that the water flowing down from here doesn't get inside, so put it in the comment. I'll be so happy to read it and then implement it. So this is it. So if this works for you, go for this. If this works for you, go for this. For me, if there is any need for me to move to bird drinkers or expand my pen, I'll definitely go with the bird drinkers, because it is more okay for me. That's from my own point of view, is very, very okay for me. So is the update I note is what I just want to point out to you today. Should you have any need to buy this, it's very, very okay, especially if you are raising your birds in a deep litter system. These drinkers, these automatic drinkers, they are very, very good. They will reduce your labor drastically, and the efficiency will be so great. So if you have some money to spare for this type of bird drinker instead of those manual drinkers, save your stress, save the cost of labor and all of that. Go for this, because one of these can comfortably take care of about 50 chicks when they are still very young. Then by the time they are mature, one can take care of about 25 or 30 matured birds, which is very, very okay. The labor will be so reduced. I have been using this for some time now. Now all you need to do, because you don't just have to connect this to your water system and then expect them to be drinking from it that way. No, there is need for you to include a tank Should you have any need to administer vaccine to your birds, multivitamins, antibiotics, and a whole lot of other medication, you place this inside that tank before the water now comes to this point for them to be drinking from. So there is also a need for you to add maybe ball valve to shut off the water coming into this point, and also turn it on if need be. This is what I'm this is the kind of ball valve I'm talking about. So when I have any need for any maintenance, or I want to clean up the bird drinkers, I shut off the water from here. This is the water coming from this pipe, and this is my tank that I made using 20 liters paint rubber. So if you want to check out that video, I have it in my channel. So you must not spend extra money buying tank. So you can actually use this 20 liters rubber to make your tank to be using with your bird drinkers or nipple drinking system if you want to administer multivitamins or medication to your chicks. It's been very, very helpful since I started using it. So this is the ball valve that you can use to turn off the water going to the bird drinker. You can still use it to shut off. So you can also use this type, though it will require some connection, but the best this is the best. Then you can use it with a 1/2 inch pipe to do your connection. So the whole explanation how I did the whole installation is in my channel. How to install automatic nipple drinking system for your birds. That is automatic nipple drinkers, automatic bird drinkers. I have about how many videos in there, so they'll be so helpful to your production. Thank you so very much. If you find this video helpful, in a way to say thank you, kindly do well to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification icon, like, comment, and share, as this will help us to grow our channel and reach a larger audience. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.